really, of why people strive for meaning in life. I mean, the idea being that even though they seem to be unhappy now, if there turns out to be a purpose for their unhappiness, then they will realize that they were really happy to have been moving along toward that purpose. But if there's no purpose, then they will realize that they were truly miserable.
Well, anyway, I had a happy life, and when my children got married, I was very happy, and they made me grandma.
So is that the main thing that makes you happy?
Yes, that's the main thing that I have. But not only that, but I'm a great-grandma now. I got 2 great-grandchildren. I have 9 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. And I have been sad because one of my grandchildren was killed by a car, which broke my heart very much, and I've never gotten over that. But things go on just the same. There's no let up. I ought to have the picture to show you her. There she is over there.
Get it? You want to get it? Are you okay?
Yeah. This is the granddaughter that was killed by a car. I used to watch television, and I used to see her laying down there in the road, the blood coming out of her mouth and nose. And she tried to say something to me. Her lips moved, but I couldn't hear what she said. And it took a long time, as I said, to have a little more happiness.
There were certain television shows that Grandma really liked. One time I asked her if there was anything I could do that would make her happy. She said I should get married. I asked her if she had a second choice. She thought for a minute and she said yes. I could try to get on a quiz show.
True or false? You could have visited your grandmother more, but you didn't. For that set of Grandma's dishes you always liked. Did Grandma really enjoy babysitting with you all those years? Or was it a burden?
Well, I don't know.
For Grandma's unique collection of salt and pepper shakers. In all the time you had with Grandma, did you ever bother to get to know her?
Well, that depends on what you mean.
And now, for the color television set. What's wrong with Grandma?
I should tell you what's wrong for everybody to know. I got diabetes, and from what I hear, I got cancer.
Before we knew it, we were all players in a medical drama.
Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Schwartz, to emergency. Dr. Goodman, to OR.
Now you'll know I'm in the hospital, huh? This is the medication I'm taking, besides what the hospital gives me. So you see, this is not a joke that I'm just laying here just to be posing for a hospital scene. Now what?
Grandma was a model patient. She never rang for the nurse until she was in total discomfort. She had an instinctive fear of uniforms, which I think she associated with the Holocaust.
The night before I was operated on it, the anesthesia man came.
Yeah.
He says, they're going to give me a shot up here, and they're going to give me one downstairs, and then they're going to give me gas. That was it. I thought for sure gas. He wanted me to sign. I said, I'm not signing nothing.
Why?
He's giving me gas. Why should I sign it? You should have my signature.
I didn't like it that Grandma was sick.
You're the director. Why don't you tell me what to say? I guess so.
I think you're doing pretty good directing yourself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think you've got a lot of undiscovered talents, Grandma.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. Go on.
I think you're really a ham.
And that I know, but a kosher one. Remember,
A kosher ham.
kosher ham, that's right.
I wished I could make her better. I took refuge in my memories. Most of them had something to do with food. Chicken soup with farfel. Grandma made that every Saturday, and I really loved how it felt in my mouth, except for the carrots. Cholent. That's the thing you cook all night with stringy meat and potatoes and gravy all mushed up together, and carrots. She made the best marble cake, sweet. I loved that marble cake. Mandelbrot. I wanted that so much. She made it so the crust was hard, but the inside was soft even after a few days. Simmis. That had carrots. It was so good to be with Grandma and eat. I don't know, memory. Do we exaggerate? Distort? My mother said Grandma wasn't really such a good cook, that her food was too greasy. I don't know. Why didn't Grandma teach my mother how to cook?
Is it in a jar, Mom? Mom, is the sugar in a jar? Is the sugar in a jar?
We tried to learn Grandma's recipe for gefilte fish.
All right.
Do you need a knife or what?
Well, you can't cut it with your hands. Don't put no wet towels on the chairs.
Ma, have you ever made this before?
Me?
Now what do we do?
Grate the onion.
Keep just on the table?
Like this.
That's why I left home and became a social worker. You know, what am I doing? You want to move, Grandma? Is this bothering you, Ma? Is the onion bothering you?
No.
Okay. Bothering me. Bothering me? Grandma. Do you know why this is called gefilte fish? Is that a type of fish or what?
Oh, I can't. Boy, so you're some cook.
I would like to know why, Grandma, I would like to know.
You'd be a very good cook.
I would like to know why you never taught my mother how to cook. That's what I want to know. Can't you use anything besides onions, Ma?
Okay, Grandma won't cook me. Not me doing it.
She called you Grandma.
Surprise.
What?
Surprising.
Surprising?
Surprising.
What's surprising, Mom? Let me check it.
Okay.
Okay, what's the next step, Mom, after the eggs?
Were you ever close with Mommy when she was little?
Are you sure I was? Of course, there's things that she wanted to do. I wouldn't let her do it. Maybe that's what she's got against me. I don't know.
Grandma was a very anxious mother. You know, she was very insecure. And I think she just didn't have a good self-image.
She was cute. She had long curls. I used to get up her in the morning and make curls for her. Go to school, she used to have curls down to here.
I remember long curls every morning. Curl, curl, curl with the comb and the brush and the, you know, pulling. And all I really wanted was long, straight, glossy hair like all the debutantes.
What was she like?
Well, she's like every child.
She was like every child? I guess I was to her. I don't know what she meant by that either, you know.
She's always telling me that I don't understand. I understand more than what she thinks I do.
Well, I didn't learn things from her in a structured way. She was more of what you'd call a role model. You know, some of the roles were good.
You know, she never comes around. Never see her here. Or other people here, their children come and they take them, if they have to go shopping, they take them shopping and everything. She don't do that. She's always in a hurry. She hasn't got time.
I remember sitting in her lap in the country on a porch, rocking back and forth. That was a good feeling.
Whether we make a good fish or not, she's still in the
we'll
same
make
shape. I mean, I better be bigger than that. Kids, go on. Watching her like this, I want her to lie down. I mean, you know, I'll make it. I'll finish making it, but she can lie down and rest. Well, maybe just you and I can finish it. Okay, because you and I will finish it. You know, you have to be lucky how you die. Grandma, we're going to take a step in the kitchen and then finish up and leave so you can go to sleep, okay? Does that be okay?
Don't cry.
What should I do instead of crying?
Laugh. Mommy, leave already.
No, she just said you should go to sleep. You know, when Grandma was in the hospital, when I told her that you were sick, you had a cold or something, she got all upset. She said, I told her not to go out without her jacket. She always stays out too late. I said, Grandma, how long have you been telling her that? About 45 years or so?
I'm a slow learner, Jen.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a slow study.
Learning was very important in my family. When I was little, I was interested in astronomy. The dangers of asteroids, which stars are the oldest, what light years means. Grandma was always trying to show me off to her friends, saying things like, tell them how far the moon is from the Earth, Jan. No. I was a rotten kid. I didn't want to make Grandma happy. Anyway, I forgot the answer. I didn't like facts, and I didn't like to remember them.
Does May know that we're over here?
May, are you sleeping?
No, I hear every word
We're
you're saying.
right here.
Yeah.
Good.
My name is Clara Rakic. I live in this community and I'm very happy with all my friends. We're all looking forward to see May get well and be together with us.
Maybe in the summer.
Yeah, summer we'll go back. We'll sit outside.
Yeah.
May was a beautiful woman, well-built and lovable and always with a sense of humor. And we still love her, and with the help of God, that
We want her with us.
we will be well. If not, may the good Lord help her.
We reached the age of 60. Our golden years are here. They tell us at this age a happy new career. But we don't know how we make it as we live from day to day. With incomes fixed and prices up, there's always more to pay. So let's hear from our friends here in the park. And then your grandmother used to say this one. There's nothing whatever, May, do you know? There's nothing whatever the matter with me. I'm just as healthy as I can be. I've got arthritis in both my knees. And when I talk with the wheeze, and this is just the way she did it, you know?
She was great at it, too.
My blood is weak. My pulse is weak. My blood is thin. But I'm awfully well for the shape that I'm in.
And then we would sing the song. We
Yeah.
are the
Swingers of the USA, and we are proud to be here in this play, because for us it was a lucky day when the town of Hempstead told us we could stay. So here we live right now on Elmont Road. Beside the homes we have a lovely code.
I remember when Grandma took me to Coney Island. We had a great time on the rides. The Tilt-A-Whirl, the Spider, bumper cars, the Cyclone, the Whip.
Grandma never took you to Coney Island. She wouldn't have taken you there.
I tried to win a stuffed animal.
She would have been afraid to take you there. She was a very fearful woman.
I almost got lost.
She never would have gone there alone with you, Jan.
I was so scared. I couldn't find her anywhere, but I tried to pretend to myself that I was still having fun.
You must be thinking of the time she took you to that little vacant lot near her apartment, where they set up a kiddie carnival.
Everybody looked like her, but nobody was her.
Remember they had little rides? The swings that went around in a circle, remember? And the little boats? Remember when she was crossing the street with you and some kids in a car revved up their motor and they lurched forward just to scare her? Remember how she fell in the street and hurt her arm? She was so scared.
I was scared I wouldn't find her, and then I'd be lost.
This is the one that Jan got you.
I got that one. That looks like Peppy.
Here's the one that Ricky got you. And this is the one with the big tail that Ricky got you.
That's the monkey.
All these things you acquired while you were in the hospital. Huh?
This Ricky got me.
Yeah, Ricky got it. You like the stuffed
So
animal?
now we can leave?
Huh?
Now we can leave?
Now you can leave?
Well, you're sitting there with all your stuffed animals.
Yeah. No.
No.
Huh. I don't want you to leave.
No, we're not going to leave.
We're not leaving. She's kidding, though.
Huh.
What'd you say, Ma?
Mama.
It's Helen. What?
I know you're Helen.
Okay. Okay. So why are you calling Mama? Are you thinking about your mother? Or are you thinking about her? Okay, Ma. Okay. Maybe you could get a good night's sleep tonight, I hope, Ma. And feel a little better in the morning. Is there anything you want to talk about?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Is there anything that you want to talk about? Ma, I'm going to try to make arrangements for you to go someplace where you could be more comfortable. Okay? How do you feel about that? If you don't want me to, Ma, I won't do it. Would you rather stay here?
I'd be home.
You'd rather be home? But they could make you feel more comfortable there. What is it? Why don't you want to go there? What are you afraid of? Is there something that you're afraid of to go there?
I wouldn't come home again.
That's what you're afraid of?
Hey, look. What, is there some idea that if she's in her home, she's not going to be in so much
She's
pain?
alone here, Jen. I mean, like, nobody comes to visit her.
No, that's
She
not
has her
true.
friends live here. Who's going to come
You
to
told me
visit
that
her
her
there?
friends don't come out in the snow.
In the snow, they don't come out. But
Well,
we,
then
You know,
next
so it's
door, when
winter.
it stops snowing, they can come out.
we were here Saturday. Were you with me Saturday, Danny? What was she like Saturday?
She was crying and everything, but she wasn't incoherent like she is now. I mean, you don't just ask where's Julie 6 times in a row when you get an answer every time you ask it.
Maybe she didn't like the answer.
That's probably the case.
Well, she didn't like the answer.
She wanted Julie to be here. She didn't want her to be taking a taxi.
Yeah, but then isn't that a childish way of doing it? Isn't that
Yeah, well,
senility?
but the point is, Danny, that she's undergoing a tremendous amount of pain, and she can't concentrate on things, you know? That's all she can feel. It's like
Well,
this
what do
pain.
you think? Do you think it's senility or just the pain?
I think that she's deteriorating, you know? I think that her body is just going and her mind goes, and that's what, you know, she's dying. She's gradually just sort of, you know,
So
fading away.
I used the word for it, and everyone said no.
Well, senility is something else, but anyway, that's not...
Yeah, look, we're discussing how to make her most comfortable, not how to cure her. I mean,
Wait a minute, because Jan said she's afraid because she's afraid she's not going to come home. She repeated that in the exact same way.
She had said it before. She said it many times.
And it's true. I mean,
Yes,
what are you
but
supposed
what
to
does
say?
home
Well,
mean?
oh, sure, you'll come home.
No,
You'll go there
no,
for a month,
what
and then
does
you'll come
home
home.
mean? You know, I mean, does home mean this bed, or does it mean come back to life? You know, and she's not going to come home anyway. You know, in that sense.
Well, home is her concept
You know, I mean,
of security.
You know, so she's not going to come home from this. You know, that's the point.
What does home really mean?
I'm doing fine. I'm eating a piece of shortcake. That's what's her name brought me. Every time she brings me shortcake.
What do you mean, what's her name?
Huh?
Members of my family have a tendency to hold on to the last drop of misery in any experience.
Hello.
Even life itself.
Hello.
It wouldn't be our style at all to drop dead of a heart attack or die peacefully in the night.
So, what do you think?
Oh, I think?
Yeah.
I think you ought to have a bite. It isn't polite to eat alone. You know that, don't you?
It's good.
Sure, it's good. Look who brought it.
No, you go. Wait. Yeah. I don't know where it went. Somewhere. I have too many tubes here.
Huh?
I didn't know that you were there.
Right, when we filmed you in the radiation?
Yeah.
Well,
They must have thought I was some celebrity coming down the hall.
So tell me, Grandma, do you have any words?
Yes. I love you. Yeah.
What, do you have any other words for posterity?
What else can I say? Yeah.
Any messages you want to give out?
Yes.
What?
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Happy New Year, sweetheart. I love you. Happy New Year. I love you. I love you.
Grandma, what are you saying?
Goodbye. Oh, Mama.
Really?
Yes.
To who? To me?
To everybody. Oh, Mama. Yes.
You want us to leave you alone?
Not alone. You can stay here. Oh, yes.
Where do you think you're going? Can I come visit you?
Oh, no.
No? Why not?
Les, I sent for you. Oh, my, goodbye.
Gonna send for me?
You sure? Oh, Mama. Oh, Mama.
Well, if you have any trouble there, I want you to send for me.
Bring your cameras. Don't forget to bring these cameras. Bring the cameras, bring the film, bring everything.
We'll bring the cameras, don't worry.
Don't forget.
We won't.
All right. All right. Oh, I'll show them the pictures. Show them the movies.
I'll show them the movies, don't worry.
Oh, movies.
I think Grandma decided to die. One day she said to me that there was nothing more they could do for her. For the first time in a long time, my strongest impression of her wasn't her physical pain, but rather a very recognizable emotion, total depression. The next day she said goodbye, over and over again. You couldn't really argue with her. On the following day, she died. You're gonna be okay.
Huh?
You're gonna be okay. I think you will be. I think you're gonna be really okay, Grandma. I stayed for a long time with Grandma that day, until the feeling came over me that if I was in the room, she would not die. I left. I had brought her some cheesecake, and though she had been too weak to speak all day, Just before I left, she whispered that she'd like a bite. I guess those were her last words. I went to my mother's house, a few blocks away from the hospital, and told her that if she wanted to see Grandma, she'd better get to the hospital. She said, "Oh, I'm so tired. I'll go in the morning." I said, "Yeah, okay. We'll go and see her in the morning," even though I knew really that we wouldn't see her in the morning. It was late now. I went to sleep and dreamed that there was something at the window just outside, but no matter how hard I looked, I couldn't tell what it was. Then, still in the dream, I heard the phone ring. I went into my mother's room just as she was saying, "Thank you, doctor." Yes, well, she thought you were terrific, too. Though it was 3 in the morning, I went to the hospital. I don't know why, really. I talked to the nursing supervisor, who has the job of comforting the grieving relatives. She said I could stay in her office for a while and take pictures. I was there till morning. When I got the film back, I found out I had taken the same picture over and over and over again, 72 times.
Have the roast beef. Did you get in touch with everybody? No. Tomorrow?
I think so. I don't know. I called as many people as I could, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I told someone, the first person that I told that she had died said to me, Anne told me this morning that that's what she thinks that was wrong, why I wasn't in school.
Well, people knew how sick she was and how...
Yeah, but I'm not in school like every other day. How did you get that feeling? It's so weird.
So the river comes down in a torrent, 100 some odd people.
Peppy, forget it. Peppy, I wonder if Peppy noticed that Grandma had died. I always connected them so much.
I doubt.
She doesn't seem to be thinking about anything but getting fed.
You know, when Jan came home from the hospital last night, I had been there in the afternoon, and when she came home last night, she said that she thought that Grandma was going to die in 24 hours, you know, within 24 hours.
Well, she was completely different from, you know, any time that I've seen her before. She was completely quiet. She didn't say a word all day, hardly.
She was like that when I was there last Friday when we took her to the hospital.
No, but the amazing thing was that the whole time I was there, her eyes were like completely wide open, and she didn't blink.
Right. No matter how many times you see her, it's like still never going to be enough because you just can't say goodbye to her.
O merciful God, who dwells on high and are full of compassion, grant perfect rest to our departed mother, Miriam Basala Najafi, who has gone to her eternal home. Yiskadal, Shmei Rabor, V'yomo Dibra, Hirosei, V'yamlich Machusei, V'chayakon, V'yimekon, V'chaye Dekol, Beis Yisrael, V'yagalor, V'zman Kariv, V'yimu Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach, L'omei Amei Amaya.
During the next week, the week of sitting Shiva, we mourned Grandma's death. Everyone came to visit. Old friends, relatives I never saw. A great uncle I thought had been dead for years. And we talked and we ate.
Do you believe in astrology? Eric?
We cried and we ate. We pondered the meaning of life and death, and we ate. We felt everything we had ever felt for anyone. It was just the way life should be. Of course, we each had our own way of dealing with our grief. My brother had been watching The Wild Kingdom.
In a woods, a bear gets some terminal illness, and it dies. It dies in a couple of days. I'm sure that a bear doesn't lie by a tree for month after month after month in horrendous suffering. The sole purpose of the ego is to survive, because death negates life. And the mere fact that everybody is going to die means that everybody is going to be a failure. I mean, we are all headed toward ultimate, consummate failure.
I'm terribly afraid of fire. And I'm not so much afraid of dying in the fire as being burned in the fire.
I didn't think of fire or how I'm going to die. I just thought the plane would blow up and I would die.
And so then the question becomes, what is consciousness? You know, who are we?
I was wondering the same thing myself. All I'm saying, Ricky, is that who decides when the suffering is too much? I mean, who decides?
Life decides that if you don't do things to prevent it, and you don't maintain an attitude.
Who are you to say? I mean, how do you know it's better to die? I mean, if you stub your toe, are you suffering too much?
No,
or if you have cancer,
you don't die, but you don't.
If you're in a concentration camp,
but you don't.
Suffering too
yes.
much?
Let me ask you something, Ricky. How about your own feelings?
You know, all the time that she was suffering, I felt that it wasn't fair. You know, I mean, she had never done anything to deserve this kind of suffering. She was a good woman. She didn't have any malicious or evil intentions or anything like that. And I couldn't reconcile myself to the fact that life could be like that, because if in the end there was no fairness, then how can you live? You know, I mean, how can you go on and struggle to do anything in a world that just strips everything away from you and has no respect for the sanctity of being alive, and that tortures you, you know, in the bargain. You know, like this was the whole thing that was going on in me throughout the time that she was going through this. It was a whole question of how now I could like deal with a life that was like this, you know. And after everybody left that night, you know, in the chapel, remember I stayed behind.
I knew you did. I knew you did, to go over to the closet. I knew.
I went over, you know, because I had to come to terms with that, you know, like I just sat there and thought about it. I don't know, somehow I felt I almost did, not that I arrived at any answers, but like I arrived at the determination to keep looking for them anyway, you know?
My mother said we should make a list of things to do to help us get through the next few days. I must have heard her wrong. I made a list of things I didn't do. I didn't help Grandma buy shells for her salt and pepper shaker collection. I didn't call her on her birthday. I didn't get married. I never really showed her what she meant to me. If I could just see her one more time, I wouldn't waste it. I had to see her again. I had to.
You know, I'm saying that struggling against death is struggling against your own life, in a way. Struggling against the very process of living that you are, which is dying. And that accepting yourself, accepting your process, will lead to a more peaceful death. Allowed. Dying to overcome something wrong.
I think we all have feelings about dying. You ever fantasize your own death? I've even thought of making a tape so that I could give my own eulogy and say it like it is instead of
That's
having
it.
somebody up there say, hi, folks, stand here.
This baby turned out to be a great baby in her old age. Any more questions? Oh, boys, I don't know.
Do you believe in heaven? You know, do you believe after you die that you go someplace?
I don't know. You don't know where you're going or what you're doing or anything else. Once your eyes are closed, that's it.
And I sort of hope that Elizabeth Kubler-Ross is right, that go through the tunnel and enjoy it and hate like hell to come back because it's so nice over there.
I'll never die.
I'd like to
I have
see that.
claustrophobia. I can't go through the
You can't go through the tunnel.
I can't stand the Holland Tunnel. How am I going to get through the death tunnel? I have trouble with tunnels.
I'd go wherever I had to find her.
You just
Judy? This is my sister, Judy. She died when we were both kids. But I don't talk about her. And I have no memories of her.
So, you're having difficulty letting go. See yourself opening a photograph album. Review your life with the person. Remember the funny things they did, the things they added to your life, the way you loved this person, the way they loved you. Now, close the book. Closing the book doesn't mean you're shutting them out of your life. It means you're putting them into memory, and that memory will stay with you and enrich your life. If you don't close the door, you can't open the door. We have to stop now.
When Grandma died, everyone moved up a step, one step closer to death. With her dead, there's just my mother between me and death.
Okay, Jan, let's get started. I can't, I don't want to be here too long. Okay, all right.
When somebody dies, what happens is you become very aware of their absence. You know, not just that they're not where you are, but they're not anywhere anymore. And their absence becomes almost like a kind of presence. It's like what is immediately happening to you is that you are aware of their not being there. And when you go into their room and look at their things, it's kind of like their absence kind of hovers over everything that they own. And I think that's part of what makes packing up so eerie and unsettling. It's I mean, they're there and they're not there. It's almost like they're not being there is there.
You want the TV?
Yeah.
I'll choose it. You can have it if you want it. Just because mine is broken and can't be fixed and doesn't play and, you know. That's no reason for me to take it. No, you can have it, Jan. She would have.
Well, it's all right, Ma. You can have it.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I don't know. I guess, there's two things that I want. The picture with the wooden frame, you know, that country scene, I always really liked that. Could I have that?
Yeah, I really picked that one out, you know. When Grandma was furnishing the apartment in Brooklyn, she always wanted me to pick things out for her. And that picture was one that I had picked out. You can have it. I was going to take that. Oh, that's the second thing I was going to take, but it's all right.
Well, I'll tell you the
You're not
third
feeling
thing
guilty,
I
are
want.
you?
You know that, ceramic dog with the blue bow tie? I can't believe it. You like that, too?
No. Oh. I said, you asked me if I know it. I didn't
And then
know.
there's the two little dogs that go with it?
You know, I grew up with them. They followed me all over, you know. Anyway, she was funny, I guess, in her own way. She had a tremendous spirit, a tremendous zest for life, you know. She loved to be doing things and being with people, you know.
I wished I could make my own apartment. I wished I could keep all her things together, just the way they were. Just the way she had them. I wouldn't cart her things off. I'd keep one place on earth, just the way Grandma made it. I'd have her chair and her bed and her pictures. And I could go there and visit Grandma forever. But if I made my own apartment, which Grandma would I put in it? The sick Grandma, moaning and dying in bed? The lonely Grandma who sat in the room day after day and night after night with no one to talk to and no one to visit her? The Grandma who was scared to go to sleep at night, so she stayed up and played solitaire? If I put Grandma in the room, would she have to die over and over again? Why can't things just stay the way they are? Why do people have to die anyway?
Forecast, plenty of sunshine for today with seasonal temperatures.
It's like the whole world stopped that day. Stopped and cried for Judy.
She's gone 17 years already, which is an awful lot of years.
I say I don't remember her, but I remember everything about that day. I was the one who found her. Grandma was the one who told me she was dead. I didn't want to believe it. I was mad at her. She always had such a pessimistic view of things. But this time, she was right. Each year since then, Grandma would remark on how many years it's been since Judy was killed. As if the passing of another year made her death even more terrible. One more year of being dead. Soon, Judy would be dead for 20 years, for 35 years, for 50 years. She'll be so dead, who's even going to know how dead she is after a while? Grandma kept track of things like that. And so did I.
Well, it's a funny feeling to see the whole apartment like, you know, it looks so small, emptied out, almost emptied out.
I wished I knew how to drive.
Saying goodbye is hard. If you don't say goodbye, you become involved in a pattern. Having and losing. Having and losing. Having and losing. A life spent yearning for what can never be. Yearning and pining. Sadness and depression. If you don't close the door, you can't open the door. We have to stop now.
I mean, when she lived, she was just Grandma. I mean, she was Grandma. But after she had died, she was somebody who had died. She was somebody who had gone through this incredibly profound experience. You know, it's almost like you couldn't envision Grandma going through this thing of such great profundity, and yet there it was.
We closed up the apartment, and just like they say, life went on. I went back to work. My mother started going out with a man she met while we were sitting Shiva for Grandma.
Night was stormy, leaves were falling, sounds of the river and the wind were calling, the raindrops howled, the pain was falling.
My brothers and sisters continued to live at home. Peppy died. We thought of putting up a plaque for her on the tree in the backyard, but no one ever did. In the fall, we gathered Grandma's things that no one wanted, and had a garage sale. My mother felt a little guilty.
What do they usually go for? About $2? You think it's $2 a deck? I think poker. My mother played poker. Look at that. God. But she only played participation.
I moved into a new apartment, and I took with me Grandma's purple chair, the painting in the wooden frame, and the color TV. Occasionally, I have a dream with Grandma in it, but for the most part, things are pretty much back to normal. Though I still wish I could see her just one more time.
Don't sell less than $2 million, Jan. Oh,
royalties?
Of course. What do you think you're spending my time for? Just laying here talking and saying and I get nothing for it?
Where do I send them to?
You'll have to find that out when the time comes. Well, I guess that's about all. That's about all for tonight. And now, my public, I wish to say thank you and good night. When is my next interview?
All you need is faith to live.
heard your voice before?
No, not on tape or anything. Where would I hear it? And it don't sound like me at all.
What does it sound like?
Somebody else.
Somebody who, by some amazing coincidence, has all the same miseries that you have?
Can be possible. Who knows? The thing is this, nobody knows what the next one has, and you think yours is worse, where the next one could be even worse than you are.
So you could actually be lucky, right?
Yeah.
The presentation of American Playhouse is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the financial support of viewers like you, the National Endowment for the Arts, and by the Chubb Group of insurance companies for over 100 years providing business and personal insurance worldwide through independent agents and brokers.
This is PBS.